Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Savant Under the Hood, our summer 2025 release webinar. We are absolutely thrilled to share with you what we've been building at Savant, and more importantly, why we believe agentic analytics is not just the future of data work, but actually a practical step forward for what analysts are doing today. In this session, we'll walk through the key problems AI is solving in analytics. We're going to demo some of our newest agents live, and we'll actually get you a sneak peek at what's next. Matt's going to be doing most of the talking today, but as always, let's keep things interactive. So drop your questions in the QA box at any time. We'll also have giveaways at the end, so please feel free to stick around. Let me go through the slides forward here. Again, those are our faces if you don't already see us live here. And Matt, feel free to take it away. Why agentic analytics and why now?
Yeah, thanks, Barry. Great to have everyone here today. So as Barry said, I'm Matt Mesher, co-founder, head of product here at Savant. Really excited to take you through our agentic analytics platform. So why agentic analytics and why now? Barry, I think you and I know use ChatGPT probably, every hour of every day while we're working. And when I get out there and I talk to folks, and probably everyone on this call uses it several times a week, whether it's ChatGPT, Anthropic, Claude, any of those chat clients. Um, several times a week, if not, every day at work. And it's amazing, right? We load in files, we take screenshots, we're copy and pasting data in, we're asking questions. It's helping us how we process information, how we make decisions.
I wrote used
Completely
it for
transformative.
my
Um,
writer intro too, so there's that.
there you go. Completely transformative in the way we work, but it's also today still very manual, right? We're interacting with these things in a very manual, non-scaled way. These chat clients, these Gen AI chat clients, they're not a stack, especially for analysts, but they're an amazing tool, and they give us a taste of the promise of this technology. So the real question is, how do we go from that to AI-powered automation for business decisions everywhere? That's the goal. And then for IT professionals and information security folks, how do we not lose the hard-won achievements of the last 10 years when it comes to data governance, security, information security? All those really important things. We want to get that to scale so we go out of these chat apps and we have a full analytics OS solution to really bring the promise to life for business decision making for organizations. So that's the goal. And that's what we're working on now, what we're going to show you today. Great. And then, so for those who haven't seen the Savant platform before, what does it mean to be an agentic analytics operating system? We think there's several table stakes here. First thing is to do analytics, you have to be able to access information. If you're going to power business decisions everywhere, you need to access information everywhere. So Savant gives you over 500 connectors to your file systems, your databases, your business applications, your BI dashboards, you name it. 500 plus connectors for read and write to access, interact with, change, update, publish information all over your organization. Once you're accessing data, we have a family of no-code tools for data prep and blend that can do everything you're used to doing in Excel, SQL, and Python for data transformation and analytics. These are really simple to use, really powerful analytics tools. And then we've gone a step further. We're really changing the game, and we're letting you solve those hardest, most important problems in analytics with a suite of agentic tools that work directly in your workflows. So you can build autonomous and semi-autonomous agentic solutions and agents that are powering all this decision making within your business, and they're interacting back with your business professionals with those destinations, being able to publish insights back, interact, chat, all those great things. That's what it is to be an agentic analytics operating system, and that's what we're going to show you today. Great. All right. So let's get into the fun part. I've mentioned some of the table stakes around connectors, no-code tools for data analytics, but the really big game changers here are all these agentic tools and agents you can put directly into your workflow solutions as you're building larger agents yourself for analytics that are solving the hardest problems in analytics. So whether you're needing to fuzzy match data, notoriously hard problem even with existing tools, we have a Fuse agent for that. Data cleaning, still incredibly manual. You can't write enough if-then else statements to clean all your data, enough regex to cover all your edge cases. Data cleaning always has a manual last mile problem to it. Until today, we have a Shine agent now that uses Gen AI to completely solve the hardest problems in data cleaning for you. We even infer agent that does sentiment analysis on survey data. It can enrich data. It can do data labeling and categorization for you. It brings human intelligence to operating on your data. Pair that with a glean agent that'll actually analyze across your entire data set, looking for trends, giving you insights about what's changing in your sales data, in your finance data, in your operations data, and not only telling you and finding trends and insights about what's changing in it, but blending in market research and intelligence to say, here's what's going on in the external world. Here's what's going on that's probably impacting your business and why we're seeing this trends in your internal data. And then finally, you can match that up with our vision agent for PDFs. So now you can load in PDFs. Soon you'll be able to load in images and other types of unstructured data as well. Extract information and process information. There's so much data out there that doesn't live in spreadsheets and databases. Incredibly valuable information. If we have anyone in the finance space on the call today, if you're a sales tax specialist, if you're an accountant, for example, controller, you probably spend a tremendous amount of time working on PDFs. Incredible, valuable data there, but it's usually a very manual exercise because PDFs are meant for humans. They aren't, relational data structures that are easy for analysts to go use. Vision Agent completely changes that. You're going to see jobs that would take you, several hours of your day to go do. And in much less time than that, you're going to be able to automate that job away forever with these vision agents. So really excited to show you all these things. And then last but not least, there's also a stylus agent there for documentation. I think I always love it when other people on my team do documentation. I tend to not have time to document my own work. Solve that problem. Now you can have collaborative documentation live at your fingertips. It's going to help you remember what you did, transfer work, discover great work other people did that you can leverage, and even find your own good work from 6 months ago, 12 months ago that you may have forgotten about, can't go find it. The documentation stylus agent is going to help you find this stuff, help you document it, and really solve all those team problems with it.
Yeah, man, it goes without
Great.
saying. I am also a very lazy documenter, and that is by far my favorite thing that we've come out.
It
But
seems
with
simple, but yeah, it's so impactful to have that at your fingertips.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with that, I mean, we see a lot of great, examples of the new tools that we come out here. Can you show us a few examples of how customers are already using this in some production workflows?
Yeah, great. Let's run through it. I'm gonna grab the screen here and show you live product. That's the wrong one. There we go. All right. So this is live in the Savant Agentic Analytics platform today. So I'm going to take you through 3 or 4 different agents that are live to help you build your and solve your hardest problems in analytics. So first one near and dear to my heart is fuzzy matching. This is one where it always sounds great in concept until you're the analyst who has to go fuzzy match data sets that don't have a clear join key to them. Maybe a business stakeholder says, well, I can look at the 2 data sets. Conceptually, it should be really simple to figure out how these things match up. But if you've ever been the one to do fuzzy matching, you know it's not nearly that simple. Traditional fuzzy matching solutions are very sort of like sound based. How closely do these 2 terms sound like each other? And it lacks any of that human intelligence about how close these concepts actually are to each other. So you end up dialing all these sliders and knobs and all sorts of things to try to get your fuzzy match to work. I had one analyst once tell me he felt like every time he has to do fuzzy match, it reminds him of putting a fitted sheet on a bed and you get 3 corners on and you go to get that last corner on and the first corner pops back off. That's what happens every time he goes to fuzzy match. He starts trying to perfect the criteria, those confidence intervals, and he fixes one record and 5 more fall out of the fuzzy match. Really hard problem. You're never really done fuzzy matching, right? It's an endless effort. Now you are. Now you have a solution with a fuse agent that uses human intelligence to automatically solve these problems in a single shot. Really, really cool stuff. Let me show you how it works. In this simple example here, this probably seems familiar to anyone who's done this type of work before. In one of my data sets, I have legal versions of company names. So, for example, I have United Health Group Incorporated here. And then down below, I have Alphabet Inc., for example. And in my other data set, I have the brand names us as consumers are familiar with. So, and it's just United Health. It's not United Health Group. It's Google. It's not Alphabet Inc. And as humans, I think we understand how these things should match up. If you're trying to do this in analytics, historically, very tricky to go do. You have to do a lot of pre and post processing. You're endlessly, fiddling with the fuzzy match capabilities, trying to get it right. And you probably at the end of the day are doing some manual intervention of the final output to get it ready for your decision makers to use. So with the Fuse agent, again, all that pain just goes away. Instead, you can simply here um, connect your data, you tell it which fields you want it to look at to fuzzy match, and then it's going to use that GenAI LLM brain to actually do a concept match here. So it's not doing sound analysis, but it's actually doing a concept analysis where it's seeing how close are these two concepts to each other. And what you're going to see when this is finished running in a second here, I'll give it one sec. It's talking with the LLM. Is it's doing a concept match. Here we go. So what it immediately knew is that CVS Health Corporation is the same thing as CVS. It doesn't matter that the majority of the tokens in this word don't match the majority of the tokens this word, or that the only about 3 letters here really match. It knows that the concepts are the same, so it solves the fuzzy match problem. It does the same thing with United Health down here. And if you go look at Alphabet, it's going to know about that as well. It's going to know Alphabet and Google Match. It has all that conceptual knowledge. It's really great and powerful. The next thing that's really cool here is data cleaning. So I want to show you this one as well. This is a classically hard problem in analytics. So in this case, maybe you have messy address data. You're really familiar with, you probably have seen this 100 times. Everyone can write addresses tons of different ways. There's abbreviations, there's shorthand. You can, write the unit with that pound symbol, all sorts of things. So in this case, I have double quotes, I have dashes, I have slashes, I have postal codes in parentheses, and a lot of these I'm missing postal codes. Sometimes the state's abbreviated, sometimes it's not. And if you want to go standardize this, typically it's a lot of work to go do. Uh, Now that's all solved with this Shine agent. Instead, all I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to standardize this into a nice address format for me. I'm even able to tell it put this in 2 lines for me like a human would. I want this to have some format to it. And it's going to immediately go and it's going to clean up the results. This could be a days long, weeks long project of me trying to write all the rules to clean this data. Now it's automatically cleaned. And it's actually going a step further. I've actually asked it to do a little bit more. I've asked it to add the zip code on because it has external knowledge in a lot of these LLMs. So infer that zip code if it's missing from the record. So there's no zip code here. And in this case, it's actually gone in and inferred the zip code for me. So huge, huge, powerful thing you can do to clean data. This is just an example with messy addresses, but messy phone numbers, company names, you name it. You want to clean and standardize data. You want to enrich data. This Shine agent is incredible. It gives you tremendous amount of power at your fingertips. I want to show you a few other quick, cool agents as well. So these are fuzzy match and data cleaning. Barry, we talked about documentation as well. So I want to show you the style agent at work as well. So you can come in Savant, and you can come in, you can add descriptions, you can document your work. A lot of times people don't have the time to go do this, so it isn't done. Now you can just run the AI, and what the style agent is going to do in real time is it's going to actually read through my entire workflow, and it's going to give me a nice write-up of the process. It's going to summarize the inputs, the outputs, and what it's even going to give me the business purpose of the workflow. So if I'm coming through, I don't need to be an analyst. I can actually start understanding how does this workflow help my business? And then I can go out of this workflow and I can start searching across my analyses, trying to find analyses that solve certain different types of business problems. So I don't have to reinvent the wheel here. Maybe someone on my team has already done an analysis like this. Now I can go and I can search on these things. All this documentation is accessible across the entire system for analysts. So that's the fuzzy match and shine. Last thing I want to show you, which I think is just so amazing, is how we help people who are working on PDF data and on unstructured data. So I mentioned maybe you're a finance professional and you work a lot in PDFs with invoices. So that's this kind of example here. Here's an example invoice for, a real one, one of our invoices, and you need to oftentimes pull this information. You want to process it. You want to reconcile it against your bank account data. Make sure you're actually getting charged what the invoices say, all those sort of things. Maybe you need to capture the high level information here about the total amount, the invoice ID, and maybe you also need some of this line item information as well. All of this is traditionally done very manually. Or maybe you're using some advanced techniques like computer vision or OCR, which can be powerful to extract this, really hard and time consuming to set up. Usually only the most advanced power users can do that. And if anything changes in those PDF formats, usually the entire template breaks and you have to start over. All of that gets solved using these LLM agents. So the vision agent here is going to load in this Google information and it's going to actually extract from me. I'm going to ask it to get the vendor name, invoice number, invoice date, and the total invoice amount. And it's going to extract all of that for me. But I'm actually going to ask it to do one more thing while it's at it. I'm a little greedy here and I want it to actually start to categorize this invoice for me as well. So this isn't even information that's purely in the invoice. This is like a human type determination that I probably as an accountant typically do. So if it's a Google invoice, I'll know this goes to my IT category, for example. So I'm going to give it some instructions here about how to also categorize my invoice. And then it's going to run, and within two quick steps in Savant, I've gone from unstructured PDF to now I have the category of the invoice. I've extracted the date, the invoice number, the amount, the vendor. And then I'm actually going to go even a line further, or a step further than that. I showed you all those line item details that are in here that I want as well. Really rich information. So I'm going to ask the AI to go one step further. I'm going to say, hey, Vision Agent, now that you've done that, I also want all those line item details. I want the descriptions. I want the amounts. Go do that for me as well. And then two more steps. It's extracted it. I've structured the results. And now I have for my invoice, I have that category and all the information I had before. And now I have all the line item information. So here I can see all these line item amounts. I can see the description for each line item amount. So huge amount of time savings. And maybe this is an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of your day doing this. You could build this in minutes in Savant. Super easy, quick to go do. But it gets even better than that. I showed you how to do it for one PDF. Savant is built to solve these problems at scale. We know how much these type of activities typically happen in your day-to-day work, and we want to be able to solve it not one time, but every time you need to do this. So instead of just connecting it to one PDF, you could actually connect it to an entire folder of PDFs. And maybe you want to process all the PDFs in the folder. You don't want to just do one. So here what I've done is I've actually loaded in an entire folder of PDFs into Savant, and you can see each one of these lines is a PDF record. And then I'm going to run the same process. I'm going to ask the AI to do the same things. And here I'm going to get the output, but not now for one file, but for however many files I have to process. So I could have a folder that updates with new PDFs. I could run Savant and tell it to process the new PDF each time or process every PDF in the folder. It doesn't matter. The vision agents will be able to extract all this information and solve all of these problems for me. This is, again, something that takes minutes to set up and probably saving you hours and hours and hours of work every day across your week. Great. Those are some of our agent demos. Barry, I'll hand it back to you.
Yeah, Matt, that's super cool. My question to back to you is going to be like, how fast is this to set up, right? But you already told us like this was, a couple minutes of time, setting up the process here, and this
Well,
gets run.
Barry, on that one, real quick, this is, I know, a demo, but this is actually a real example based on something a customer did. And, I'm the product guy here, so I could probably set this up in a few minutes. We had a new analyst come on at the customer just learning the platform, and they did this in under 30 minutes. It was really amazing to see. The ease of use here combined with the power of these agents is just completely transforming how they're doing work.
Very cool. So Matt, obviously using a lot of this new technology creates new questions for organizations around governance, data security. You want to talk a little bit about how we're handling that at Savant?
Yeah, absolutely. So governance, data security, critical for every business. I think there's been a lot of hard lessons learned by all sorts of businesses in the last 10 years. And that's why, Barry, as you know, when we started Savant, governance was something we talked about from day zero. Information security, data security, incredibly important. We've been building this platform from the ground up with data security in mind. And the good news here is all of the great features we've put into the platform for data security, we've extended to this governance model, or extended this governance model for LLMs and for agentic solutions. So I think everyone's having discussions in their companies all the time about how do we get the value of Gen AI and LLMs, but in a secure, safe, and trustable way. And we hear you. We talk to customers about this every day. And we've been incorporating the same great governance that we have everywhere else in the product into the agentic platform as well. So what does that mean? A few things. Typically, as an organization, you might have one AI vendor that your information security and IT teams have approved. They validated it says this is the trusted vendor for us, or these are the two vendors we trust that we've approved for usage. So Savant, we're not coming in and trying to say you have to go use all these other models, right? And what we believe is that if you have models you trust, we believe that you should be able to bring your own model, a BYOM, a strategy on this. So first thing here, I've talked about these 500 plus connectors for file systems, for databases, for all sorts of business apps and dashboards. We also extended those connectors to LLM providers. So whether your trusted LLM service is OpenAI, Google Gemini, or Anthropic, or a private LLM, even maybe of a data science team building, you're going to be able to come in and integrate that into Savant. So thing number one, you come in like any other connector and you can integrate your own service of choice using your own account and relationship with them. So that means that your data is going through your approved LLM vendor and it's going through your deployment of them, which you own and control. So fully safe control in isolation, everything is nice and secure for you. Once you've done that, people may have quickly noticed this. In these AI tools, we let you choose which LLM service you want. So as soon as you've integrated any of those vendors I just showed you in the last screen, they'll pop up here and you'll have them to use. So in this case, I've only set up a connection in this workspace for OpenAI. So I'm using my personal OpenAI connection. If I set up multiple, I have multiple options here and I could choose which I wanted to use. But the point is, it's not Savant's LLM, it's yours. You're fully safe and secure with the model your organization is approved. Uh, Now, beyond that, uh, we really want to solve, and I mentioned, we've been talking about governance and security from day one of the company. We hear a lot from IT information security professionals about how important it is to be able to easily monitor and manage how data is getting used, how AI is getting used. So we built this with central governance from the ground up. So you don't have to worry about having data in different software living on all people's local machines that you can't control and don't know about. Those shadow IT problems go away. You have one centralized place in Savant to come in. This lets you see, for example, I can come in and I can see all of the system integrations that have been set up in the
Matt, I
Savant
think I've stolen
platform.
the screen from you, so I'm going to actually give it back to you so you can show what you're talking about.
Oh, great. Thanks, Barry.
Yeah.
So here, you can go into the centralized system management area in the platform. You can see all the systems that have been set up uh, in that are being used in the Savant platform. So you have one place to see and control all of these things. I was showing before the ability to come in and set up. Here's all the connectors set up I was mentioning for file systems and business apps. You can come in also and set up and control them for Anthropic, OpenAI, and Gemini. Once they're set up, you have this centralized management area where you can come in, you can re-authenticate, you can disable, you can see which workflows different connections are being in. You have full data lineage and tracing across your systems, across your data, and across your LLM. And then there's also even more advanced areas for central governance for IT. Here you can come in, you can see every user in the Savant system. We have role-based access controls, so you can delineate roles and responsibilities. We have the ability to create isolated workspaces. So your finance team, your HR team, and your sales and your marketing team, your ops team, they all can work in different areas. Their data can be isolated and secure and no commingling. So all sorts of controls for that. And then there's things like a vault that let you come in and manage important password information. And then finally, usage logs. This is so important. You actually want to understand how the Savant system is getting used and how your other data systems are getting used and who is doing what in the platform. How do you trace all of this? So we have really advanced run history and usage logs that allow you to fully track everything that's being done in this platform and be able to analyze it further and really answer all the deep important questions you need for information security. So tremendous amount of governance and control across this Savant platform from traditional analytics all the way to everything you're doing now with agents and LLMs.